Raleigh, morning.
Morning.
No, Raleigh, some of these things we go through them already, but people are always listening, we never hear. I want to play about this clip here from Mark Golden, and you explain it to the people for me, because a lot of people don't understand it. When Mark Golden has said, oh, we can fund this 3.5 million. Let me just play the clip again. I played it already. Here it goes. Let me just play about this clip.
And most fundamentally, the issue really is the fact that we are coming to the end of the period of austerity, the period where Jamaica has been for 13 and a half years, steadfastly paying down debt. So the debt to GDP ratio, which we inherited at 147% of GDP at the beginning of 2012, is now, in this fiscal year, projected to achieve the target of 60% of GDP. Once that happens, we no longer have to reduce debt as a priority. We just have to maintain that debt profile. That will release resources of 2.5% to 3% of GDP, which is close to $90 billion of additional resources, which no longer have to be part of your primary surplus target. So we will be able to fund our program quite comfortably come April next year, when the fiscal year starts.
Yeah, Raleigh, explain that to the people of the world for me.
All right. What is the reason why we have to change the government? Is that the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister don't know nothing about finance, and them don't know nothing about economics. All right. We could go back to that. Now, having said that, Peter Phillips, Portia Simpson, me, Richard Biles, and the rest of the people from EPOC, what we had agreed to is that a primary surplus is simply the amount of money we put aside to service the debt. When the debt is high, we have to have a high primary surplus. So we have to use most of the revenues to service the debt and can fix up the infrastructure and pay the people in. It became worse because Nigel Clark used to pay the debt faster than all we need to pay it, so we'd have less money to deal with them thing there. The debt to GDP is almost 60% now, 62%. The Prime Minister never even know the latest numbers. GDP, or the total value of everything we have produced, is projected at $3.482 trillion this year. $1 trillion is $1,000 billion. So a 1%, when we get the debt to GDP down from 62.5, it means that we can use $90 billion less in the primary surplus to service the debt. Yeah, so when we reach 60%, we don't have to go no further. We can just keep it at 60% because that is what we did agree to. So more of the money we collect now, we can use it to pay the public servants them, raise the threshold, fix the road them, fix the hospital them, and all of them things. That is simply what I'm saying.
So,
and same thing will cost $52 billion because it is $15 billion per $1 million. So 3.5% is $52 billion. I could get them again. It is $15 billion per 1 million listed of the threshold, right?
Yeah.
15 trees are 45 and 500,000 are 7 billion. So it's cost between $52 and $60 billion.
That are the PNP plan.
Yeah, and we have like 90 billion to play with when we reduce the primary surplus to 60% of GDP, which is where them say it will go at the end of this fiscal year. For them own figures from them own technocrat, Wayne Henry and the Fiscal Commissioner, Courtney Williams.
So old Prime Minister Andrew Holness never know that. Come at the debate.
That means the man completely out of touch, just like the Finance Minister. That is why I have to get rid of them. We can't have people out of touch around the country in them time.
Hold on, Raleigh. Hold on. People, listen to this.
There is a song which says, when the rum tells you you're a big dancer. I don't know what the leader of the opposition was drinking. Firstly, the debt to GDP for this fiscal year is not projected to be 60%. It is projected to be 65% thereabouts. If the leader...
Isn't that the most embarrassing part of the debate, Raleigh?
Yeah, because it's like I'm not telling a lie, I don't know the figures, because Wayne Henry in PR Technocrat published that from last week. We have that from my desk.
Hold on.
And Courtney Williams, the Fiscal Commissioner, published it the day before the debate.
So hold on,
so you're saying... Prime Minister asleep, I'm not telling a lie.
So you're saying Wayne Henry put that out from last week, and now Wayne Henry figured the Prime Minister love?
Yeah, Director General of the Institute of Jamaica was the Prime Minister's favorite technocrat.
So he put it out from last week, and then the Commissioner of the Fiscal Commission.
I'm going to explain to the people. The Fiscal Commissioner, the man who succeeded we as the members of the EPOC, Economic Program Oversight Committee.
So he put in this body.
Yeah.
And the Commissioner on Wednesday said GDP is at 62.5%.
Precisely. And it is projected to reach 60% by the end of the fiscal year, and the Prime Minister never know that I'm coming out of the debate. We can't have the money around the country, man.
And the fiscal year ends April.
Yep, March 31.
March 31 of next year.
Yeah, man.
And when Mark Wolin said, him say Mark Wolin a drink rum.
Yep.
Is he drinking the rum?
Yeah, they are imagine rum. You know, so because you can run the country, I don't know them something. You own people and put it out, and you don't know it. You own technocrat and you own fiscal commission, put them out, and you don't know them something. You know, to say man I done, so I'm a drink rum or something, I'm a tell lie. One out of the three, I'm done, I'm a drink rum, I'm a tell lie. Yeah. All
right, Raleigh. Nobody in the debate asked how the GLP was going to fund their 10%.
Precisely, which is kind of strange. I tell you about the bias of the analyst community. Yeah, it's kind of strange. And even the private sector, nobody asks them how they have fund for them things. Yeah.
But you say, and the person who asked the question in the financial debate, economical debate, said it's going to cost $130 billion.
Yeah, because you know, just like me, because we are the business editors that are tracking the figures. All Edwards is a good business editor. Oliver Clark bring him down from England to run the Financial Gleaner a couple of years ago. He used to run Observer Business and them things. So he know where I go on.
Oh, so it's a figures man?
Yeah, just like me. I will tell you how we calculate it.
Yeah.
Income taxes are projected at $339.5 billion this year. That's 36% of government revenues. The tax rate is 25%. So if you divide 139.5 by 25, which is the tax rate, it tells us that a 1 percentage point drop in the tax rate will give us $13.58 billion. Now, if you multiply that by 10, you will see how much it will cost to bring it down from 25% to 15%.
Hold on,
that's over $135 billion.
Run that back again. You say you divide what by 25?
The $339.5 billion. That's the amount of money that them projected. Nigel Clark, before I believe, project to collect for tax revenues this year.
So the people who are paying income tax now at 25%,
they are amount of money, $339.5 billion.
That's what the country going to collect from it. So if you're giving up, if you're going to change that now to say that, I'm now going to collect 25% from you again, I'm going to collect 15%.
Precisely.
It work out to $139 billion.
$135 billion, yeah, give up.
$135 billion.
Yeah.
So, if the same figures that Mark Wolin is quoting now, that the debt to GDP going to go down, we're going to have $90 billion to play with.
Yeah, man. They're going short. They're going to be short.
So there's going to be a shortfall of $45 billion.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And nobody now asks them, well, they didn't even ask them how they're going to fund it.
That's right, because a built-in bias is a part of Dunstan and a built-in bias, because some of them don't know. And the one them who know, them bias.
See it, your people.
But part of the problem with this country now, you have a whole lot of people who are talking about things that they don't know nothing about, you know. A whole lot of uninformed commentary, and then the poor people and believe them.
Yes. Because, and then people believe what they want to hear in a rally.
Yeah, man. True.
Ask Rally how much money Andrew government has taken from the transportation in tickets. How much money did the government get from tickets?
They project $1 billion this year. Last year, $600 million. This year, they project a 40% increase to $1 billion.
That's why they raised the ticketing thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So they're going to take $1 billion. Rally, somebody had asked Thursday night, the PNP plan versus the GLP plan, what effect would that have on inflation?
Well, what happened is that the plan that the opposition put out, what that would do is to raise the amount of money that the doctors, teachers, nurses, and the middle class people have to spend. Which will lead to greater economic activity and growth once we put in place the strategies for reduce energy, drive small businesses, and then something. If I'm right,
yes.
Yep. The one for their thing now, their thing will be more inflationary and to maintain the same thing we'll have. Where few people are getting rich while the majority of the people poor. So it's like hold back the economy.
And I heard an analyst saying that when rich people get more money in their pocket, they don't really spend it.
Them don't spend it. That's the next thing we want to make you understand. in our economics, we call it propensity to consume. So poor people have a high marginal propensity to consume. Simply translated, poor people have to spend more of their money on the purchases of goods and services, send them people to school and everything. Rich people don't rich already, so the more money them get, them save it.
Let me see if I can explain it a simpler way. Poor people like we always have more things that we want to do and we want to buy.
Yeah, because the rich have all of them have already.
The rich man have buy all of what he want to buy now. So when you give more money, it's more money if he save.
He not save it.
I never like him. I never like him the short or nothing. I don't like we couldn't did buy the clocks. So we get the money now we are buy the clocks. I don't like we couldn't did buy lobster and $3,000 fish. So we get the money now we are gonna carry out the family and treat them because we couldn't did do it.
Yeah, man. Rich man fridge full of food already. He have 3 cars, he have swimming pool and everything. So we give more money. He must say me I got Miami for vacation, me I got Greece for vacation. That now come back to the Jamaican economy.
Me I go on a 14 days cruise.
Yeah, man. So I must save the rest for the next generation. So then they'll come back to the economy and give the stimulus what the economy needs. That is why the man them say we're gonna deal with it so that the doctor then can have more money to spend, the teacher then can have more money to spend, the young people at the university can have more money to spend for buy them house and buy them car and them thing we're down to the benefit of the economy.
Thank you, Raleigh.
There's not a fly-by-night thing. It's actually we based on fundamental economic principles. But them think I do some like a fly-by-night something for buy vote. You get what I said there?
So Fieval told us that it going to cost $25 billion. How could you and what the brethren name who asked the question, Raleigh, what name again?
Allen Words.
How you and Al get it so wrong?
Because we are follow the numbers them and we have the numbers them. She not have no numbers are the same as Julian tell her the same kind of pro box mathematics.
Raleigh, so thank you.
If you not vote for nothing else, you can't have that Minister of Finance down at the Ministry of Finance because she not have a clue. Because all them things what I tell about come out of the same budget publication where the Ministry of Finance people prepare. So
because
this... on the job.
Go ahead.
She's not on the job. Similarly, the thing about debt to GDP, we then publish it and Courtney Williams publish it and the Prime Minister know. That means I'm not on the work.
So, Raleigh, this same thing what Mark Wolin talk about, this thing here.
And most fundamentally, the issue really is the fact that we are coming to the end of the period of austerity, the period where Jamaica has been for 13 and a half years, steadfastly paying down debt. So that the debt to GDP ratio, which we inherited at 147% of GDP at the beginning of 2012, is now, in this fiscal year, projected to achieve the target of 60% of GDP. Once that happens, priority, we just have to maintain that debt profile. That will release resources of 2.5% to 3% of GDP, which is close to $90 billion of additional resources, which no longer have to be part of your primary surplus target. So we will be able to fund our program quite comfortably come April next year when the fiscal year starts.
All of that Mark Wolin said a while ago is in their documents, the government documents.
It's in the government documents, the revenue statements, the fiscal policy paper, the expenditure paper, all of the paper that Nigel Clark put out before him leave. It's in all of them paper. It's in the IMF paper, it's in the World Bank paper, it's in the IDB paper, it's in the Bank of Jamaica paper, it's in the Planning Institute of Jamaica paper. They're not on the job or them lying to the people. One out of the two, which means we need to get rid of them.
Is it the reason why they are so attacking the 3.5 because it is a big thing and they think this might cost them the election?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Just like how the 1.5 cost the PNP the election in 2016 because we were on the same trajectory stabilizing the economy and then tell the people them say the 1.5 will grow the economy by 5 and 4. But rather than do that, Nigel Clark continue the same strategy of paying down the debt faster than programmed for, and that is why they never get 5 and 4.
Live the island dream. It's your chance to be one of over 100 winners in the Buster, Turbo and Viva Island Dream promotion. Win your...
Good to get a job at the IMF.
Precisely. So
using the
Mark
country's resource for personal reasons.
Yeah, what Mark is doing now is changing the trajectory. So we're doing enough of that now. We're almost reached 60%. A time for the people to get some food. Growth has to be the priority now, not debt servicing because we hit the target basically.
So we just maintain, we just pay what we need to pay on our debt
Yeah,
and move forward.
maintain the 60%, yeah, and just move forward.
Raleigh, thanks for
As you go forward, the 60% gets smaller and smaller because the bigger the size of the economy, the less the debt will be as a percentage of the economy. So if you concentrate on growth now and move GDP to $5 trillion, debt gone down to 35% and 40%. You follow me? Yeah, you get stronger. So when you get stronger, you can carry more weight, you know.
Of course. One final thing before you go, Raleigh, because, and we talked about this the other night, the Prime Minister said that they cut the debt in half. And I am not assuming what the Prime Minister mean or what he wanted to say. I am dealing with what the Prime Minister said. Hold on, I want to find it. Here it is. Here it is.
I lead on your behalf has cut the debt in half.
Hold on.
The administration that I lead on your behalf has cut the debt in half.
Ralston, just explain to my listeners and my viewers before you go. The man said cut the debt in half. Is that true?
No, that's not true. And again, it shows the confusion about the economy. The debt to GDP, or the debt as a percentage of the value of the economy, has been cut in half. But the debt itself is higher than in 2016. The debt is $2.3 trillion. $1 trillion is $1,000 billion. So you have to have a 1,000 billion to have $1 trillion. So the debt is 2.3 trillion coming from 2 trillion, but the debt to GDP ratio is cut by half.
Thank you very much, my brother. Have a good day.
Yeah, man. Blessings.
Blessings.
Yeah, man.
You see, my people, let me tell you something. You have people who are trying to con people. And the Prime Minister, Ralston, said three things. It's either drunk, dunce, or telling lies. The debt is higher than where it was in 2016. The debt to GDP now, the debt to the gross domestic product, that has been cut in half. So the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, we have to hold him based on what him say, based on what he said.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, do remember to check out Colin Bell's platform. Make sure you guys go over there and subscribe. Excellent content over there. Here it is on your screen. Take down Andrew. There it is on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Now, based off what I understand, because I am not a genius, but I listen to the geniuses very, very carefully. You're telling me that our debt that we have is higher than it was in 2016? How many of you knew that? And, oh, by the way, if you think Ralston is lying, do a quick Google search. All of the references that he made, the World Bank, all the references, just go and look. What was the debt of Jamaica in 2016? You know, they keep saying that, oh, they're bringing down the debt. And it sounds good, you know. Everybody would think that, man, listen, we are just doing so great. I just want to remind people that PJ Patterson paid off the IMF. I just want to throw that out there. He said, bye-bye, ta-ta. Yes? Now, one of the things that he mentioned, Ralston Hyman mentioned in this, is Nigel Clark paying off the debt too fast. Not leaving any room, right, for growth. And the strategy of the People's National Party as they enter into power on September 3rd is to say, no. We need to grow the economy. So we're going to pay off the debt as much as we need to. What is fiscally prudent and in the fiscal papers. All right, so they're going to follow the bare minimum of how much debt they'll pay for. Oh, and I'll say this. Most of the countries in the Caribbean that are thriving, you can go and look it up. They don't pay their debt. They don't pay their debt fast. But their economy is thriving because they have invested in the people. And this is a move from the People's National Party to invest in the people of Jamaica to better their lives. Because, and the target audience is the audience that consumes the most. This is very strategic because if you grow the middle class and they become rich, the poorer class is also going to find potential to grow as well with all the surrounding plans that they have, plans for agriculture, plans for the creative industry. You understand? To invest into people that have small businesses, the SMEs. All of the plans that the People's National Party have is geared towards growing the economic potential of each individual. And oh, by the way, focusing on education is also a key proponent to that. They have short term, mid term, and long term plans. Plans like, all right, so if you matriculate to college and you're the first in your family, they are going to pay for it. That is an investment. That's probably a 3-year investment or a 4-year investment in some instances. That can affect, maybe it all depends on how much families in Jamaica, how much children actually are at college right now for the first time in their family, and how much is going in the next year. Yeah, are 10,000, 15,000 children, whatever field of work or field of expertise that they're going to go into, they are going to become an asset to this country. You understand? Whether a doctor, whether a nurse, it doesn't matter. They are going to be our teacher. They are going to become an asset to this country. And while I'm on teachers, the plan that the PNP has to retain the teachers, to have them stay in Jamaica, the concessions for cars, the concession, the raising of the borrowing threshold from the NHT to 15 million to get their house. Like all of those things, paying for their internet at home. Retaining our teachers is going to affect the education system as well. The plans to identify children that, are not doing so well in certain areas. Those are short term that is going to affect long term and mid term plans. You understand? Also to build out these labs in the schools, right? That is also a short term plan as well. So a youth can go to a youth might be in sixth form, or he's at grade 10 or grade 11, and at the end of those 2 years he'll come out of high school with a level 4 certification in whatever skill, you understand, in or out of school with some type of skill that he can either stay in Jamaica, all right, and use that, or he can go overseas. You understand what I'm saying? And when they go overseas, they have families out here, so that is remittances coming back, and still building into the economy as well. So honestly, the focus that they have on farming is instrumental, because as a nation you need to be able to feed yourself. If you're not able to feed yourself, you're vulnerable to a lot of different outside control. And the People's National Party understand that in this time food security is almost as important as national security, if not even higher. So the focus on building the farmers, that is going to boost the local economy. Oh, by the way, the taximen, the system that they want to put in place for the rural bus system, as they have, as they have mentioned to us, taximen in these rural areas that will be vetted and contracted to bring the kids to school, feeding the kids to make sure that we have a high um, attendance rate in school. I'm telling you, this is a well-rounded plan. The $3.5 million, right? Threshold increase by April 1st, 2026. More than enough money in the budget. Can you imagine? The Prime Minister did not know that. and it's his people that put out the information, and he tried to disrespect Mark Golding talking about rum. And look at him. Is he under the rum? Is he okay? Somebody mentioned in the on Colin Bell about, if if he need to go to Bellevue, and enough people can say, oh, you disrespect the Prime Minister. But when he's gonna say things like, you're not Jamaican because you have a birth certificate and you was born here, you really have to question the mind frame, the capacity, the mental capacity of an individual that says that, irrespective of the fact that he's the Prime Minister outgoing. No, man, you have to just be honest with yourself and ask yourself the tough question. Is he okay? Is he okay? And so they fear this 3.5% threshold increase because they know that it's going to be a positive for the people of Jamaica. And the only attack they can attack it is to say, oh, how are you going to fund it? Oh, you're going to be fiscally irresponsible. Well, that lie has been debunked with facts and data. So rest assured, you can confidently cast your vote as the police and the soldiers did. All right, leading PMP is leading in 47 seats. Yes, out of the 63. And on September 3rd, we want to increase that number of the PMP dramatically. Could we get all seats? We're praying. If not, so be the case. Let's get as close to all seats as possible, ladies and gentlemen. So let me know what you guys think about Ralston Hyman's breakdown. It is sad that we have people that know the truth but choose to, that are professionals and understand these numbers, but they choose to lie to us, whether out of fear or out of bias. You know, it is time for the patriots of Jamaica to stand up and stop being quiet and speak the truth to light. Let the truth set this nation free. On September 3rd, without apology, you see the man on the left of your screen. Give that man a chance to show you what he can do to advance in the welfare of Jamaica as a leader, representative of the people, and advance in the welfare also of the whole human race under God, to increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity. All right? That is it. See you on the next one.